Hello everyone and welcome back to Wandering with Jenny. Today I am so excited to share with you the vacation that we just took to Jordan. This is going to be a 4 or 5 part series, so stay tuned. We're starting with Amman. We started with Amman, and this city is beautiful. I am not a city person. If you have followed any of my videos, you know that I prefer the countryside. But we flew into Amman our first day, got rid of our jet lag, and then we started with day 2. I will go into full detail later on which tours that we took, but our first day we started off with King Abdullah's mosque. Now this is the only mosque as a non-Muslim that you can enter in the city, and for 2 dinars you get some amazing views. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have never been in a mosque before, so this was an experience that I absolutely loved. Ladies, you will be donned with a robe, so do be prepared. You will be putting this over your clothing and making sure that your hair is covered. Our next stop on this adventure was the Citadel. Now this one here sits up a little bit high. The views are incredible. You can actually see the Roman theater from this site. It is breathtaking, the views of the valley in and around the area. Now the moment that you step into the Citadel and you make your way around, you're going to see, obviously the first one is the Temple of Hercules. This structure is gorgeous. I am all about history, and this one here, unfortunately due to a few earthquakes that have happened in the area in the past, a lot of this was turned into rubble. But even still now, of course, the most probably Instagram spot here is the 2 columns at the top of the stairs, which again, even from here, the views are so pretty. Now there's a bunch of different pathways that you can take in and around. Try to avoid the crowds, and that you're going to come across a hand. And I cannot imagine the actual size of this statue in its day. As you make your way down some of the areas, you're going to come to Amman Palace, and I've put it here. Please, I don't know if I've pronounced it correctly or not, but this amazing structure is still remarkably preserved. The grand entrance with its tall doors, it literally is like a blast from the past. This is the time where you just kind of want to take a moment to just marvel in its beauty and appreciate the work that has gone into it. So next up on this tour was the Roman theater. Now this is the theater that you were able to see from the Citadel, and it is incredibly large. This one here actually holds about 6,000 spectators. Now I will say this, for those of you such as myself that suffer from a little bit of a short leg syndrome, or you have a bit of fear of heights, do be cautious. The stairs going up the theater are very steep, they're quite high, but the views from the top are completely worth it. Just exercise some caution, because even with some good gripping shoes, you're gonna find it's a little bit slippery. Once you reach the top, there's a couple of things you may notice. There's actually a smaller theater, and to be honest with you, I didn't have time to look this up. I am going to, but maybe you know why there's a smaller one. Leave it in the comments below if you do. So once you enter the main Roman theater, make sure you hold on to your ticket, because that smaller Roman theater that you've seen, that one there you can actually go and see as well. So make sure you hold on to your ticket, because they will ask you for it once you enter the gate. Another thing is that this one here, if you had a big huge fear of heights, maybe this is the one that you want to climb. The steps again are a little bit bigger, but it is still doable. So I would definitely check it out, and also look at all the different sculptures and stuff that they have laid out here. It's quite breathtaking. I'm sure you noticed that before you had gone into either of the theaters, the square outside. This is a great little place to kind of just take a rest and take it in, and maybe do a little people watching. We had actually a group of school kids that were playing some football, families enjoying some lunch together. It was just a really nice place to just kind of sit back, relax, and breathe in some fresh air. Next on the journey is the downtown area. And again, I'm not a big city person, especially when it comes to travel, mainly because the people are usually quite pushy, or usually the cities smell awful. This is one thing that completely blew my mind about Amman, is that the smells are amazing. There are so many different spice areas and vegetables and fruit stands. The smell of the food was incredible. Oh my gosh, I just can't even explain it. But I have mapped out a couple of places that our tour guide took us. I will have the blog down in the bottom so you can go and check it out, and be sure to visit these places. Our first one that he took us to was a falafel place. These falafels were delicious. Delicious. So I'm fairly certain that our tour guide thought that we could eat a lot more, and the next spot that he took us to is actually quite popular. I have seen it in other videos from other bloggers and vloggers, and that is kanafa. This is a sweet cheese dish. Yes, sweet cheese. Oh, it is so good. You have to go to this place here. Definitely put this on your list. And just outside of there, if you want to grab yourself a smoothie or a coffee, there's a cute little kiosk that's there, and the kid is absolutely sweet that runs it. But definitely try yourself some Jordanian coffee. So our next stop and our last stop on this day was to Salt. So the town of Salt actually was, back in the day, was a very important place. We started this one here, this cute little museum, which kind of gave us a little bit of the history of the area. It was so great walking through the streets here, all the different shops, and again, the pleasant smells of food and incense and spices. I mean, it was truly a really cute little town, and the reason we went here was to check out the Ottoman period. And it was during this time period, during the Ottoman period, where Salt was like the most prosperous at its time. It was filled with bazaars and beautiful buildings, and that was the one thing that the Ottoman were really famous for. So that finishes day 2 of Jordan. Stay tuned for next week, where we're going to be visiting Ajun and Jerash. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. So if you haven't, please subscribe, hit that like button, and if you think that anyone's going to benefit from this video, don't forget to share. Thanks everyone. Bye.